here we are with Trudy. She wanted to share her journey and her experience with Qenda Ultimate Fibre. Obviously, you suffered with fibromyalgia for a long time. So do you want to just share what your symptoms were before you started on the Qenda and where you was at in your life?
Sure, James, I will do. So I began on Qenda, it was 3 years ago now, actually. It was about 3 years and 2 months ago, something like that.
Yeah.
How time flies. And I was about 6 stone heavier. I think it was about 5 stone something, nearly 6 stone heavier. And I had really crippling, debilitating fibromyalgia, joint pains all over the body, hot fever, very, very uncomfortable, very, very achy pains and hot fever, flu-like symptoms. And then, so I came on to Ultimate Fibre. Back then it was the original flavour. I am glad that there are new flavours now. But yes, I did 2 servings a day, so 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening, just before my meals, and also went on a very healthy nutrition plan. So I cut out sugar and sugary drinks as well, no alcohol, nothing like that, and that's why I am where I am now, 3 years later, having completely detoxed on your Ultimate Fibre. I think I did it for about 3 months the first time, and then I went on a maintenance dose of 1 serving per day at dinner.
Yeah.
I did take a little break for a while, and I am coming back. I'm really happy to have seen that there's this chocolate flavoured Ultimate Fibre, and it's just a very, very slight flavouring, and it's organic, and so that's the only chocolate I have in my life, and I do very much look forward to it. So yes, very pleased to be sat here, to be able to say I'm about 6 stone lighter. There's no joint pain anywhere in my body, and I don't identify myself as a patient with fibromyalgia. And I remember, I think it was in the first month or something, I found the energy to go jogging 3 years ago, which was just amazing, from being, really trapped in an achy, painful body, not being able to move very well at all.
That's massive.
So yeah, it really is. It absolutely is. So it just has given me the freedom now to look at other areas of my life. Like I'm going to be able to, go for better roles in terms of career. And I can just enjoy walking in nature. I go for a walk now every morning around the farm where I live. So yeah, it's given me a lot of freedom.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing that I find with everyone that I work with and share the Qenda with. Like, they get the freedom back, and it's just like, I remember when I got that message from you saying, "Oh, I've started jogging again," and like, you went from basically near enough being bedridden all the time, like you said, with the sweats and stuff, and then being able to jog, and it's just, that's how well you feel when you get your body working correctly, and when you put the right nutrients in your body, and that was great. So and then and you, like you said, you lost that weight as well, and it stayed off. And I think it's good to share that a big reason why people have cellulite is because their body's holding on to toxins, and the body creates the cellulite, the fat cells, to wrap around them toxins and protect the organs from them toxicities. And a big part of cellulite is inflammation, and the Qenda is obviously dealing with that. It's removing the toxins, and it's removing the factors that's creating the inflammatory response in people's body. So then you no longer have the cellulite. And I think what you found as well, when you cleanse your body and put the right nutrients in, like with the Qenda, you find that you want to make healthier choices because you feel better in your body. You want to continue that. So then you're no longer craving the sugar as much and stuff, because them overgrowths and stuff that can be inside you do give you them sugar cravings. And
absolutely, yeah. And I'm so, like, you know, in disbelief that I'm in my mid-40s and I don't have any cellulite. I mean, I don't even, need to, like, be concerned with, with that kind of thing at my age. It's great. And with regards to the sugar cravings, it deals with it. You do not have any cravings, and that is pretty magical for most people. Most people I speak to who try to come off sugar say the cravings and the obsessing about it really gets to them. And again, I've got the freedom of that from that. So yeah, I would really recommend it if you're looking for to cut down or to go completely sugar free.
Yeah, and who would you recommend it to? I guess, I think that's a good question.
Yeah, I would certainly, first of all, recommend it to people who have come from where I've been, with autoimmune conditions, debilitating illnesses. I'm so very sensitive to certain foods and certain toxins, and I'm an EpiPen carrier, and I'm allergic to lots of medications and types of foods, and it's on the increase is allergies and intolerances. I was talking about this 25 years ago, well, about 20 years ago, and now people are talking about it much more. And when I used to, no one really understood what an EpiPen was or what an intolerance was, all those types of things. But overall, I say everyone should really be taking something like this, because we're exposed to toxins all the time. It's in our food. There's antibiotics in our food. There's growth hormones. There's all sorts of things hanging around in our foods. And I would say you can keep having a nutrition plan that works for you, that you enjoy, and also know that you're going to be detoxing at the same time. So that's what I would say.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, because I know when you was on your maintenance dose and stuff, you were saying that you was enjoying yourself a bit more, and you did let your nutrition plan slip a little bit, but because you was having the Qenda as a maintenance, it allowed you to have that freedom to go out and have coffees and have food when you're on the run, when you was going about your busy life down south, and that, like, it gave you that freedom to eat what you want and then still have that energy, which I think was crucial. And I think an important point as well is people with fibromyalgia. What I've found is everyone that I've helped with fibromyalgia, they've had slow transit time. Like, if you're having 3 meals a day, you should be having 3 bowel movements a day. And if not, you're actually holding on to them toxicities and stuff. Your body's not flowing properly. So people that they hold the toxicities inside the bodies with fibromyalgia, and they're holding on to a lot of shit in their lives as well, like a lot of rubbish. And then as that starts to flow, it helps you on the mental side of it as well. Your mental well-being gets so much better, because when you sort your gut health out, your mental health out, your mental health sorts itself out. And I just thought that was important. That everybody, if you're having 3 meals a day, should really be going to the toilet 3 times a day. And if not, that sort of explains why you've got these toxicities building up in your body and creating achy joints, achy muscles, brain fog. That's a big one as well with people with fibromyalgia. You cleanse out these toxicities, you no longer have the pains and the brain fog, and feels like your body's dragging you down. Whereas when you get it flowing properly again, you can yeah, you can feel good again. So I think that's
Yeah,
that's a
I
big
think
part.
I think you're spot on there. I think the toxins that are released inside the body while whatever is going on, it's just sitting there. Do attack the joints. Do cause issues with the brain fog. I mean, people are talking about it a lot more now, and it actually is. You know, I've been reading about this recently, and it's in a lot of the old sacred texts. Actually, it talks about this stuff. We used to be a lot more concerned about that kind of thing from the inside out, and yeah, I think what's just happened is I took my body for granted, and I felt very much like I just accepted that my bowels were just working on part time. Some days they just have a day off. That is no way. There's no way to live, because I didn't take a
No,
day off from eating, and I didn't cut down my eating plan to part time. So yeah, there was a build up, and yeah, it really does help with the flow of elimination, and therefore brings you a fresh space, so that the body can just function more effectively the way it needs to. Return it to, you know, set point, natural set point. There was something else. I think that's the main thing, is to do, yeah, with the toxins building up, and them being very just chemically interacting, you know, in the space where they shouldn't, you know, they shouldn't be there. So yeah, I would say this takes care of it really well. Yeah.
absolutely. And the analogy I sort of explain to people is, if you think of water always needs to be flowing. If water just sits there, it gets stagnant. And the same with people's elimination pathways and the digestive system. If stuff's not flowing and moving, that's what the opportunistic bacterias and the overgrowths and the funguses and even the parasites, they love that sort of stuff, because
Right.
they can flourish when stuff's not moving, and they can get established. So it's sort of like stagnant water. That's how I explain it to people. And you get stuff flowing again, and then they don't really have the chance to establish themselves. So yeah, and also it's great that, like you said, it didn't take the full 3-month cleanse for you to start feeling the benefits. Like like the 1 month mark, you could jog again and stuff like that. So I think that's important, and people can realize that they don't have to be on it every day for the rest of their lives. It's not a full commitment for the rest of your life. You get that 3 months in, and you can feel noticeably better. And then if you choose to continue, like as a maintenance dose, just because you put all that nutrition in your body, it does make you feel good, but it's not an absolute necessity. You get that 3 months in, get rid of the overgrowths, the parasites or whatever, and then you feel good. And if you choose to continue to put that stuff in your body, that's a good idea. But if not, you don't need to.
Yeah, I was going to touch on that, actually. You've reminded me what I was going to say. That's it. If that stuff sits around in our bodies, it's like all the parasites and the bacteria. They have a party. They just go off. They just, you know, end up fermenting what's putrefying there. I know we're getting really, you know, crude here about it all, but that is exactly what happens. And that fermentation is what sets off the fumes, the toxins. So to get rid of the bulk, and to get rid of the parasites and all that shouldn't be there, you know, it's a dual effect. It basically gets rid of the problem. And you mentioned that, you know, 3 years ago I did say I could just, you know, be a bit more flexible with my food, and, you know, have a few days, you know, being a bit more sort of easier with my food. But I've now got even more stricter. I feel like I don't have any dairy products or gluten. I don't have any sugar at all, just because I love the feeling. I just, this is more important to me than then the taste of something I might have enjoyed in the past, I just feel so good. So, but yes, you can be a bit more flexible if you want to, but I've just chosen to stay on the dose. I've chosen to go on the maintenance dose, because it's just something I just see it as a partner in my healthcare now. So and yes, I'm going to be doing another 3-month detox of 2 servings a day, like I did 3 years ago, and I started a few days ago. So it'd be really good to check in with you, say every couple of weeks, and give you an update on how I'm doing.
Yeah, looking forward to that. And yeah, because you want to continue on the maintenance, but I just wanted to make a point that you did have a gap, didn't you? You had a bit, you had that time off, so that's why you benefit more from a 3-month cleanse. Otherwise, you probably could have just continued on the maintenance. But just thought I'd clarify that point. But yeah, thank you so much for your time, Trudy. And then I look forward to documenting your second Qenda cleanse, and it's going to be exciting.
Oh, you're very welcome. It's my pleasure.
No, thank you.